If you're easily spooked, this video may be a little bit disturbing, so word of warning. On September 6, 2022, Twitter user Supercomposite created a thread. It began with this: I discovered this woman who I call LOAB in April. The AI reproduced her more easily than most celebrities. Her presence is persistent and she haunts every image she touches. Take a seat. This is a true horror story and veers sharply macabre. This thread regarded the apparent discovery of a reoccurring ghostly figure at the edge of AI-generated latent space. As Supercomposite explained, it works like this. Text-to-image AI works via prompts, both negative and positive prompts. The prompt being the text inputted to generate an image. For example, a positive prompt would be if you asked AI to draw you an elephant by using the keyword elephant. The AI would then scrape its data to combine and generate imagery with as positive and unique a result for an elephant as it could. However, a negative prompt would provide an attempt to give you an image as far from the initial associated keyword as possible, whatever the machine may consider that to be. In this case, Supercomposite used the term Brando1 and waited to see what the AI would generate as the negative result of what had been requested. This is the image it provided. This is what AI determined as the polar opposite of Brando1, which is pretty far away from being anything Marlon Brando or anything similar. Supercomposite then had an idea. What if I do the reverse and input digita PN ticks? Would that then give me an image of Marlon Brando? She went ahead with the test, prompted the algorithm, and this is the response the AI provided. This is LOAB, coined as such due to the term LOAB appearing in one of the initial images the AI generated. As Supercomposite explained, I wondered, is the opposite of that logo in turn going to be a picture of Marlon Brando? I typed digita PN tick skyline logo 1 as a prompt. I received these off-putting images, all of the same devastated looking older woman. My friend made this image of a hyper-compressed glass tunnel surrounded by angels in the style of Wes Anderson. I innocently combined this image with the original image of LOAB in the image prompt without text, and for reasons that we can't fully explain, nightmares ensued. Inexplicably, this image is housed in the AI's database alongside gory and horrific imagery. Through some kind of emergent statistical accident, something about this woman is adjacent to extremely gory and macabre imagery in the distribution of the AI's world knowledge. But here's where it gets a little creepier. Supercomposite continues. Since LOAB was discovered using negative prompt weights, her gestalt is made from a collection of traits that are equally far away from something, but her combined traits are still a cohesive concept for the AI, and almost all descendant image is contained in a recognizable LOAB. Supercomposite goes on. Extreme gore warning. The Angel Hallway plus LOAB also produced art with such copious gore that probably very few people want to see them. But here are two. I don't feel comfortable posting the most disturbing ones, borderline snuff images of dismembered, screaming children. For obvious reasons, I cannot and won't show these images, fake or not, as they are extremely graphic and in many respects very realistic. Needless to say, LOAB and gory disturbing imagery are intrinsically linked via this AI's logic, and always uniquely identifiable based on the same unknown face, a very real ghost in machine learning. Even when her red cheeks or other important features disappear, the LOABness of the images she has had a hand in making is undeniable. She haunts the images, persists through generations, and overpowers other bits of prompt because the AI so easily optimizes towards her face. Supercomposite started to experiment by combining numerous sets of images and prompts. All contained the same face and lineage, and LOAB would not go away. I started going kind of insane at this point. I had hundreds of LOAB images, and I was starting to combine her with 3 or 4 other images at once. Most of the horror images that I post outside of this thread are descendants of the LOAB lineage. Sometimes it takes more abstract forms. So what was actually going on here? Is it some sort of supernatural form trying to make contact with the outside world, waiting to crawl out of the screen and surprise its viewer? Not quite. But that's not the end of the story. If anything, it's about to get a bit more disturbing. Welcome to Latent Space, the process by which AI categorizes, stores and produces uniquely random but consistent processes when prompted. Much like your memory, but as with human thought and memory in the biological mind, its infant AI counterparts are equally mysterious. When a positive prompt is issued, the AI will scrape its data and provide an image as near to the prompt as it has in its continuously input memory. But when a negative prompt is issued, the AI moves as far from where it perceives that prompt to be in its database. And that's where LOAB lives. As Supercomposite explained to TechCrunch, you start running as fast as you can away from the area with logos. You maybe end up in an area with realistic faces, since this is conceptually really far away from logos. You keep running because you don't actually care about faces. You just want to run as far away as possible from logos. So no matter what, you are going to end up at the edge of the map. And LOAB is the last face you see before you fall off the edge. What is so disturbing about LOAB isn't really the horrific imagery, but the consistency of the reoccurrence. Because repetition isn't really something an AI should be reproducing for unique results. Even when splitting prompts, LOAB's potent consistency remains, and it appears to infect everything it touches by association. It seems that wherever the directional arrows of the algorithmic prompt go, or how abstract the image results may be, LOAB is still present and watching from the edge of latent space. The real mystery, as TechCrunch described it, is this. Negative prompts may act like a way to explore the frontier of AI's mind map, skimming the concepts it deems too outlandish to store among prosaic concepts like happy faces, beautiful landscapes, and frolicking pets. The unnerving fact is no one really understands how latent spaces are structured or why. There is of course a great deal of research on the subject, and some indications that they are organised in some ways like our own minds are, which makes sense since they are more or less built in imitation of them. But in other ways they have totally unique structures connecting across vast conceptual distances. As creepy as it is, LOAB may not be a real ghost in the machine, but a disturbing insight into how machines think, and for whatever reason, this machine decided to place this poor woman's face at the very edge of its own mind, which may not bode well for humanity and machines getting along in the future. If we don't yet understand our own minds, how are we supposed to fathom what a machine may or may not be thinking? And while LOAB may reside at the very edge of latent space in the mind of a machine, it has a way of burrowing into the subconscious of anyone who views it. You can find links to Supercomposite's original Twitter thread and imagery, along with TechCrunch's related article, in the description below. Thanks for watching.